Hello, everybody. Here we are. I love my beard. We have another interview, not with one, not with two, but with three brothers that love their beard. And you will too. So check them out right now. They gave a great interview. And put your comments or questions below the video. All right, everybody. Here we are back on the Beard Channel. And we have three brothers here. And they all have nice looking beards. And how long have you guys been growing your beards?
A little less than 2 years.
Mine's been a couple years, but I trim up my beard every time I get my hair cut. So a few months.
I haven't trimmed for 14 months. So.
14 months. So you started first, is it? Is that correct?
At
No,
first, then I
2 years. 2 years. No, 24 months. So you started first.
That's June of 2014.
Okay. So now you all know each other. Did either one of you get encouraged by the other, or did you just decide to do it at the same time? Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I mean, I've had like a beard, but not like super long for several years, probably since 2010. But then, yeah, I mean, seeing them with the beards and whatnot, and they just kind of look at the history of Israel and how things are supposed to be, then, it was encouraging as well. So,
yeah. Very good, very good. And so what was the reaction? Well, first, what made you decide to grow it? Just
conviction of the scriptures.
Okay.
What the Bible says about men having beard and not destroying your beard.
Mm-hmm.
All right, great. But you all have read the scriptures prior to that. What did it this time?
Not so much of the Old Testament in prior years.
Okay.
Maybe more exposure to the Old Testament. It was actually back in 2010 when I was talking to him about the Torah in the first place, and he's like, well, what about the beard? That was one of the first things that he said. And I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right, So,
Nice. Now, so what has been the reaction from your families?
They say I look like a terrorist.
My wife actually really likes the beard. She doesn't like it quite like that, but she says that when it's trimmed and it's about like how I have it now, maybe a little bit shorter, that she actually prefers it. So,
okay.
My wife's been very supportive. Yeah. I'm not married.
Okay. Very good.
Obviously. No.
And in terms of, I see you trim it here. Did you just let it go, and then now you trim it, or did you just always trim it?
I trimmed it a lot shorter, and I think because of it is because of these guys. It was encouraging to grow it longer and have it more full. I went probably almost a good 10 months without trimming it at all. And then I kind of trimmed it up because it was getting a little out of control. I don't use beard balm or any kind of like real product in it. So it kind of gets really out of control if I just kind of let it grow and I don't trim it up. And I have them just trim up the sides. Like I said, every month or two when I get my hair cut, I have them also trim.
Sure. And I see you're not growing too much hair on the side there, but you grow it here. Is that just the way it is?
It's just the way it grows.
So you're just letting it grow. Wonderful. And do you all have children?
Yes.
And what do they think about it?
He loves it. Joshua is my son. He says he's going to have a big beard like Moses when he grows up.
Nice. Nice.
My son is 9 months old, and he loves to use it to pull himself up and for other things that it's not meant for that hurt.
He loves to pull mine too. So.
Very good. Very good. That's wonderful. Now, why do you think people look at beards in the way they do in society today?
Western culture. How do they see it?
Well, how do you think they see it?
Probably as dirty.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting because it's something that we've talked about before. Is that way back in the day, it was a sign of honesty, or it was a sign of respect, or something that people looked at
trustworthy.
Yeah, in a positive manner. I think due to our modern kind of salesman-esque era, that we have a lot more people who look at it as being clean-shaven is the way to go and more trustworthy. And if you have the long beard, especially if it's unkept or untrimmed, that it's you're dirty, or that you're lazy, or that it's more of a negative interpretation of it. But I think it's getting better. I think especially within the last couple of years, it's becoming more mainstream. It's becoming a lot more acceptable and a lot more popular for people to have.
I do think, though, it's a very Greco-Roman kind of thing, because they shaved and that was what they did, and anybody else was uncivilized. So I think that's kind of carried on over this way. I mean, today people associate it with homeless people and just crazy people, And so when they see
Middle
that,
Eastern.
Yeah. So and they obviously are not very kind to that sometimes. So I've talked to people and they ask me, well, why don't you just shave it off? I can. It's part of my beliefs. And in the Middle East, this is actually a very good thing. They're like, well, this is not the Middle East. So
yes. And what's the most popular comment you each get from the beard?
Depends on the demographic.
I get a lot of compliments. Which is surprising. I work in a grocery store, and I get people all the time that are just like, oh, I like the beard, or oh, it looks really nice and stuff. So it seems like I said, it's becoming more popular and more mainstream. It seems like people are more vocal about their approval than disapproval, because I really haven't had anybody come up to me and say, oh, I think your beard's gross or something like that.
I've mostly men will come and be like, oh, that's an awesome beard, man. I wish mine is like that. Or they have a beard longer than mine, and they're like, oh, that's good, keep it up, you know. And then a lot of women are like a majority of them are like, oh, you should shave that, da 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 da. But there's been a couple like, oh, it looks nice. So, but it's kind of like skewed, very much so.
Sure.
I've heard guys say, I wish my wife would let me, grow it long like that. So.
Absolutely,
Who's out of the
absolutely.
house, huh?
What would be your advice to men out there that are wanting to let their beard grow? Then they're just to get it starting out.
Follow the commandments.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really good benefits for having it. Obviously, it keeps your face warm. It's way more inexpensive to let it grow out than it is to shave it on a regular basis. You look like a man. Yeah, so I think it's hugely beneficial to have.
Why do you think we're obsessed with shaving in today's world?
Advertising campaigns.
I think a lot of people, more so now, maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago, people were more about the look. But I think now, the majority of people shave because it's required because of their workplace. I think a lot of people are required to shave. They would like to have a beard, but their work doesn't allow it because they want to keep up an appearance of cleanliness. And so they just won't allow it. So I think the majority of people shave because they have to.
Sure. And what's your plans for your beards? Do you? I know you're trimming it, but do you guys plan on trimming it, or you just taking it day by day, or you waiting for your wife to tell you to trim it? What's your plans?
I kind of leave mine as it is. If I get like split ends or a knot or something, I'll cut that off. But as it is, just let it go.
They make fun of me for this, but sometimes I have it like styled kind of like a Babylonian and Persian king. Like they have the swirls coming down. I think that looks cool. They think it looks silly. So
Now, do you do that on purpose, or does it just happen?
Some parts happen, and some parts I'll always shape it because it's long enough that I can take a brush to it, and I take a brush to it every day. Well, 3 different brushes. So
Very good. 3 different brushes.
I have one that's like a comb, and it helps to separate. Then I have a brush that's for tangles, and then I have another brush that's one of those like cylinder brushes, and that helps to shape it.
Okay. And what about beard care? Do you just wash it, or do you do anything special? And what do you use?
Olive oil. Just like the Bible says, I use olive oil for my hair and for my beard. Sometimes use some Honest Amish.
Yeah, I use Honest Amish. Who's the other one? Beard Baron for the mustache wax, and Beard Phillips for the beard oil.
I use it's like Garnier Fructis, small bottle. It's some type of oil, and whenever I shower, I'll just shampoo it with my hair, and then afterwards I'll put that in it, and it seems to help. And that's pretty much the only thing I do other than brush it on a daily basis.
Sure. Now, I see you don't trim your mustache. Is that some?
I consider it part of the beard
Okay.
as well.
Okay. And what about you guys? Do you trim your mustaches?
I don't. I mean, in the past I have, but it's very easy to ruin it. And then if you ruin it, then the whole thing looks weird, and then you risk destroying the whole thing. So I would rather just leave it.
I actually got it trimmed for the first time the last time I got my hair cut, which was a few weeks ago. So I'd actually left that alone because, like you said, it's kind of easy to ruin, and it can really make the rest of the beard look funny. So I'd actually left that alone for probably a good year and a half, if not more, without trimming it at all. But it definitely was nice, though, after I got it trimmed. It was a lot easier to eat.
You have to learn how to eat with it.
Yeah, definitely. Have you guys figured any health benefits from having a beard in your research?
I know there's recent research that they said that there's certain enzymes or bacteria that the beard creates that protects your body. So
Antibacterial or something like that.
Something
It helps
like that.
protect you
And
against bacteria or something, or from getting sick. That people with beards are supposedly don't get sick as often because the beard helps filter or something.
they want to take extracts of it or something like that and make it into something for sicknesses. So.
I've heard it also captures like the pollen, so you don't get as many allergies.
Well, that and then the cold keeps you warm, and the heat keeps you cool. And then I mean, people who shave have to do with ingrown hairs, So I mean, that's not a problem with the beard.
Very good. Anything else you guys want to say about the beard before we end?
Love Elohim and keep His commandments.
And let
Honor
it grow
the
on
king.
you.
Let
it grow on
let
you.
it grow.
Leave it alone.
Let
Let it grow.
Let it grow.
All right. Well, thank you all very much. All right, everybody. There it was. I told you would enjoy them and their beards and their questions and answers. And if you want to be on the channel, you can contact me below the video, and maybe we could set up an interview via the internet or something. But we want to get as many people on here as possible to encourage each other and let you know that we got to keep on growing. Until then, have a great day.